Hi everyone, my name is Beatrice. Welcome to my channel, Beatrice's Kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how I prepared, baked as well as decorated my round cake. I've written the ingredients on the description below. As you can see, I've started by measuring my margarine on my scale. Although you can see much, but I start all my cakes by measuring equal parts of margarine and sugar, but I added a little bit of oil to keep my cake moist. Therefore, if let's say I'm using 100 grams of margarine, then I'll add 100 grams of sugar. As you can see for the video, I've used 200 grams of margarine with oil as well as 200 grams of sugar. After measuring my margarine and sugar, I will mix them until the yellowish color of the margarine will turn to a whitish or creamy white color, and make sure that the sugar has a little bit dissolved with the margarine oil. For this cake, I used 6 eggs. Whereas I added 1 egg at a time and mixed in between until all my eggs are mixed in, and then I will follow by adding my flavor as you can see in the video. After mixing all my eggs in, I will add my flavors, which were peach and vanilla. Vanilla's purpose were to amplify the flavor of peach, as you can see in the video. And then I'll mix in, and then I'll go to the next step, which is adding flour as well as my baking powder and baking soda. Make sure you sieve your flour so that there is no impurity in your cake in your flour. You might find out that your flour has particles of rice or sand. Just to assure yourself there is no such a thing in your cake, sieve it. I repeat, sieve it, sieve it, sieve it. After mixing all my flour in my cake mixture, I've taken my cake batter and placed it into my already prepared tin, which I coated it with margarine and dusted it with a little bit of a flour to make sure that my cake, when it is done cooking, it will not stick to the tin. For oven, I've used my big pot and used it as my oven. I had preheated it and added a little bit of salt to make sure that the moisture will be absorbed. After my cake is cold enough, what I did was cut it into 2 halves so that I will use them to decorate and add buttercream in the middle. I also had to bake another cake, which will add a little bit of a height to my overall cake, because I saw the cake will not be tall enough to the requirements of my client. Therefore, I baked another cake, and you'll see it later, which I will also trim it, the top layer, so that it could be level with other cakes. I started by assembling my cakes on my cake base, and I added a little bit of buttercream on the base of the cake so that to secure all my top layers. And then, as you can see, I added the first layer and then put the buttercream in the middle, and then set another cake on top of the other one with the buttercream in the middle. And then I'll do the same thing for the top layer, which will be the final layer, because it will have 3 layers. But as you can see, I did redo the whole thing, because I started to add all my buttercream on the sides of the cakes, but I'll scrape it over, as you can see on the next clip. One thing that I've come to learn about baking and decorating cakes, you don't have to stick to what you've started with. So as you can see in the video, I started to decorate my cake and putting the buttercream between the layers and on the sides. But later on, I decided to scratch that, remove all the buttercream, trim all the sides, and then start the whole process again. Honestly, I loved the final results. It made it easy for me to crumb coat the cake, and the final results of the cake will be neater and straight compared to the first one, which is what we are hoping for whenever we are decorating a cake. Unfortunately, my camera didn't pick up on the part where I crumb coated the cake. What I did was I took the buttercream and coat my cake from the side and top and then scrape over. The purposes of crumb coat is to help to make your final layer of the cake, not to mix in with the crumbs of the cake, so that your buttercream will be clean at the end. Once my crumb coating is done, I add the final layer. As you can see, I put buttercream on top and then on the sides, and I'll scrape over until I get my desired coat, which is clean with no air bubbles or air pockets on my buttercream, and the cake is as smooth as it can get, as you can see in the video. Follow along until I finish my cake. Unfortunately, my camera died, so I couldn't capture the next part. Briefly, what I did, I took my gold dust, I added a little bit of vinegar, mixed it, and then I splashed it on the cake. And then I used my brush and brush on the sides while rotating the cake to get those strikes. And then I wrote on the cake, "Happy Birthday," where I added a black color on my buttercream. And then I wrote, as you can see, on the cake. And now I'm using ready-made gold balls, and I added it and placed it randomly, but not randomly per se, to make it look like that. So that's what I did. As you can see, the cake looks gorgeous. It's beautiful. Side to side, top to bottom is amazing. That's it. So if you want, you can try it at home, or if you have any questions, just ask them on the comments below. I'll answer them, or I will make another video for more explanation on any part that you have any questions. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Bye.